It's a wonderful pleasure for me to introduce one of my favorite human beings, and that is Dan Burks. Dan. And he has a master's degree in educational psychology. He's had a career in outdoor adventure sports and is a retired professor of the Department of Exercise and Sport Science at Maharishi University of Management. He and Cindy have been married for 41 years and have 2 children. Dan is a captain retired from the U.S. Army Reserve. Before I let Dan speak, however, I really would like to play a few minutes from an incredible interview he did that opened my eyes in a big way to the depth of the issue at hand here with post-traumatic stress. So if we could just watch that, and then I'd like to invite Dan to share his reflections. Thank you.
December 18th, 1967, Newsweek. Yeah, 5 days after my birthday. This is a story called The Day's Work. And this is my unit. We went out and got ambushed. And this is me. Yeah, doing my job. We were attacked at this place called Buda. That fight went on for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The first night, I killed 14 people. There were 2,500 of them and 250 of us. The next morning, in front of my fighting position, 18 of our men did. So, this is very, very, very distressing, and it creates huge amounts of distress in your system, And then later in the magazine, coincidentally, is this. This is an article about Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and a couple guys in my platoon. One of them got the magazine, and he came running over. He said, "Burks, you got to read this." So I did. And I said, "I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that." Because it talks about stress release, about becoming a whole person. So then the next part of the story is getting home. And that's a whole big deal because things changed. Things changed. All of a sudden, you're in a different culture. All these people don't understand you. They have no idea. They don't realize that you're always still in the rubber plantation of the jungle. You're always on an adrenaline high. You're looking to protect your buddies. You're looking to protect yourself. You're looking to kill the enemy. I stopped talking to my parents. I had really bad relationships with other people. I did not feel happiness. I did not feel sorrow. I did not feel surprise. My feelings were gone. So one day, my wife comes home and says, "Hey, I saw a poster about transcendental meditation." And I remembered that article in that magazine about Maharishi, and that I said I was going to do this. And so I go in, and he says, "Okay, sit down, do this." And I could not believe what happened. It was the difference between heaven and hell. It was absolutely transformational. All that feeling of stress and all that feeling of heaviness, I could feel it melt away from my head to my feet. And from that moment on, things changed. Things changed. No more drugs, no more alcohol. Life changed. My emotions came back. My life came back.
"44 years ago today, I was getting on a Chinook helicopter with my platoon for a battalion mission. We had 25 KIA out of that battalion. A month later, my company of 120 had lost an entire platoon, 30 guys KIA. A year of continuous and frequent combat leaves a mark on a guy's brain. Now, PTS is sometimes referred to as a hidden wound of war. It's hidden deep inside, the wound's hidden deep inside your head. But the manifestation, the effects of that wound are seen on the outside. And when I got home, as I said in the video, I was angry, I was sad, I was paranoid, I was always on the alert. I got wounded with shrapnel in Vietnam, but that didn't hold a candle to the wound of PTSD. Not a bit. Not a bit. And then, as the lady over here asked the question about families, there's what's currently called collateral damage. My wife suffered. My family suffered. Only my dad, who's a World War II veteran, understood, and he couldn't talk about it. Then we learned TM. Cindy and I learned TM. And things changed. And practicing TM over a short period of time, twice a day, just days and months, it turned Cindy and I into PTS survivors. And we didn't just survive, we thrived. We really did thrive. And as Cindy says, we're not the memory of the chaos and the suffering that was around us. We're now barely touched by that chaos and suffering. And something else really cool happened. As a few days after meditating, weeks, not even weeks, days, our parents, our friends, our relatives, college professors noticed that my life was no longer controlled by post-traumatic stress. As a result, my father, a Baptist minister, my mother, Cindy's parents, relatives, our entire extended family, and college professors started TM because they saw the immediate results. That's the answer to your question about, about how it affects your family. It really does. So what happened was that those people that learned, our family and friends, all had the same results that we did, the same energizing and calming effects that we did. They were empowered from within. Now, I am an infantryman at 65 years old. I'm a retired infantry officer. I'll always be an infantryman. And I have memories that are going to be with me all my life. But here's the key. PTS is no longer with me. And it's because of TM. Now, I found out about TM just by luck. Just by luck. When Specialist Heron gave me that Newsweek magazine, he didn't get a chance to meditate. He was later KIA. Now, our veterans today don't have to rely on luck, on chance to find out about TM. Thanks to the David Lynch Foundation, TM is available to any veteran and their families who want to start. And the David Lynch Foundation is partnering with other veterans organizations dedicated to restoring the health of all of our warriors. Now, my experience with Transcendental Meditation is that it allowed me to take charge of my life. It allowed me to take charge of my life. And with the regular practice of Transcendental Meditation, you servicemen and veterans, this is an old Army saying, but you can become all you can be. And guess what? You're going to become more than you ever thought you could be. So, there's no screwing around. Don't waste time. Take the initiative, take charge. Get a hold of the David Lynch Foundation, and you will change your life. Thank Thank you very much.